going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. So we have a lot to go over today before we head into Arizona tomorrow, about 24 hours away. A lot has broken down since the last time we spoke. Coach Prime is going viral for some comments that he made about guys getting into fights during practice. He's gone viral for comments about fighting before, so we're going to dive into that. Then Kellen Mond, big-time recruit that he landed last year, has had its ups and downs through the season. Get some praise, get some love from one of the coaches. We're going to play that clip and talk about that because Kellen Mond, again, has gone through a lot this year. It's really good to see him turn a corner and start to make a headway in the right direction. And then we're going to talk about a little recruiting tidbit that Coach Prime drops, and how he goes after certain players and how he finds his dogs to bring to his football field. Before we get into that, boys and girls, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. We're on the way to 2,000 subs. I mean, a lot of you can help us get there. Without further ado, let's get into it. So first order of business, Kellen Mond getting some praise for one of the coaches for how he's been performing on the practice. I'm going to play the clip, then talk about it. Obviously, if you've been following Colorado just at all, you know what Kellen Mond has been through. Kind of got a little shade from Coach Prime, not practicing, not showing up, not watching film, then had a pretty big breakout week. Then he kind of went back down again. So good to see him kind of find some rhythm. I believe we'll probably see him play a little bit in this Arizona game. He's been playing some more. But listen to what the coach had to say about just kind of his mindset and his work ethic and how it's changed from early on to what it is now. Take a listen.
Almighty. Yesterday, they had the race, right? So Kamadi was on Bridget's side. So when Bridget lost, everybody had to run. There's some folks that was on their side that didn't run. And he got up there and ran that gas. He didn't get off to the side. None of that stuff. Like early in the year, he would have went off to the other side and just not ran his gas. But he got over there and ran that gas and ran it all. He's grown so much, man, and I'm proud of you, bro. Cause I was on your ass every day. I'm proud of what you're coming about. You know what I'm saying? That right there shows growth in you by doing that. Because earlier in the season, you wouldn't have done it. You just slid off to the side and wouldn't have worried about it, right? But I'm proud of you, boy, and you will have a good game this weekend because you're growing. He's going to have a great game.
So something to note there, right? Again, they do these little races. They have coaches race one another, and you got to pick which coach you're going to be cheering for. Obviously, what side you're going to be on. So if your side loses, you got to go and do sprint drills. And it's very easy, I'd imagine, with so many kids to not do it, to lack off, to not be a man of your word when you choose a team and walk away with it. And again, Kellen Mond coming in, he was the guy, right? 5-star cornerback, number 1 cornerback in the country. You have a little bit of an ego about you. That's just kind of how that is. So for him to be able to overcome that, like he said, now he's running with the guys, going over and beyond when nobody else is watching, right? That's what makes you great, is what do you do when you think nobody is watching, when in reality, somebody is always watching. It's very easy to not hold yourself accountable, to think like, I don't need to do this. That's not the point. I want you to hold yourself accountable. I want you to hold you to the standard. So kudos to the coach for showing him some love, for giving him the appreciation, because Kellen Mond deserves it, and really excited to see how he's going to turn the rest of the season going into next season as well. Next, we have the little recruiting secret here that Coach Prime talked about when asked, what are you looking for? How do you find a guy with dog? How do you find a guy with some heart? Here's what he had to say, and I absolutely love it.
It's hard to identify the heart. Okay. It's not hard to identify the dog, because the dog shows up on film. The dog shows up in his history. And I told you once and twice, mama tells everything. Well, on these recruiting trips, mama tells everything.
Really?
Yeah, the dad is going to be like, my son is a killer. He's man, mama look over there like, that boy ain't no killer. So I talk to the mothers most of the time.
Right.
Because mama's going to keep it 100. The father's going to always laugh for their sons. Because the father wants the son to imitate them. The mama's going to keep it real because she wants her son protected, and she wants her baby to be who she wants him to be. So she's going to tell you the truth.
It is so true. And he went viral for some comments about recruiting a few months ago, talking about he goes after, for his quarterback, he wants a two-parent household, and for his lineman, he wants a single household, because they have some dogs in him, right? Like, he's kind of has this mentality. Look, he understands that, right? Like, I think he's spot on there with that mentality of, look, I'm going to talk to the mama. Because mamas, they love their boys. Let's be honest, right? They love them to death, but they're going to keep it a buck with you. When your dad, I got a son, I'm gonna be telling lies. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm like, hey, he's the man, all right? He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's what you got to do as a father, because like he said, he's an extension of you. You're trying to live through him a little bit. You're not going to talk down on your son, because that's not in a sense talking down to you. Moms don't have that. They're completely, honest about it. And I think that was pretty a cool little tidbit there on how he's recruiting. Look, recruiting's heating up, boys. We've been keeping track of that, keeping tabs on it. Got some eyes on big-time studs coming here as a close. We got a commit happening on Thanksgiving, possibly going to Colorado, so be sure to turn the bell on when we do go live for that on Thanksgiving Day. Should be a big one. But let's get into the last little bit here for him going viral for these comments about players getting into fights. A couple fights broke out this week at practice. Here's what Coach Prime had to say when asked about it. Take a listen.
Things around the team right now. I mean, you're always
positive.
What,
man? Yeah. We've had a great week of practice. We had a couple fights, which I like.
Is that a good thing?
That's a great thing.
Right.
Yeah, when you have a couple fights, that's a great thing. And I always want to know who won because I keep records. Yeah, I don't break them up. Some coaches break them up, but I don't break them up because some guys fight hoping for the breakup. No, we're going to let you go.
If you're going to commit, right?
You commit.
Yeah.
We're all in. So we did have a couple fights this week, and I love it. And they've been getting after it. And it's almost like a rededication. You know, it's almost like a refocus, and I love where we are. We've had great practices this week.
Now I love this. I love this old-fashioned mentality of like, look, man, if somebody's gonna talk the talk, they better walk the walk, right? If they're gonna start talking some smack and want to get in my face, then let's see it. Let's get out there. I love hockey because you're able to just duke it out when somebody pisses you off. Boys will be boys. You gotta let them fight it out sometimes. They're full of piss and vinegar. We get frustrated, we get mad at one another. And what people don't realize is when you're able to duke it out, you earn respect for one another. Go watch any great UFC fight. The build up to that thing is absolutely insane. The amount of disrespect they throw at one another, disgusting. After the end of 3, 4, 5 rounds, the respect for one another immediately. Right? They just got done beating the living shit out of one another, and now everything's good and collected because it's like, I respect you for beating my ass, and I respect you for getting in here and going imano, and you could throw a good punch as well too. And sometimes the brotherhood becomes even stronger because of it, right? Remember the Titans? That's how you gotta build love and relationships, boys and girls. If you're willing to get down and dirty with your own, then when somebody comes at you, you're willing to fight and get into enemy lines with them, right? And build that love for one another and build that passion. And again, he kind of talked about that. We've gotten away from the passion and the love. So this tells me they care about what's going on, because if someone's getting frustrated with what somebody else is doing, that means they care with what's happening. They think, hey, you're not doing your job, or vice versa. So I love it. People are kind of up in arms because Coach Prime said, I keep score, I keep track. I love it when they fight. But like I said, I'm all for it. Most people are, I would imagine. You got some people that are obviously going to hate. Anything Coach Prime says, they're going to find a reason to hate most of the time anyways. Let me know in the comments. Do you love it? Do you love a good, just a wrestle every now and then? Do you think it's good for boys to sometimes duke it out? Look, hockey, fantastic sport, because if you get pissed off or somebody's pissing you off, you're allowed to go duke it out and handle it. I think we should have that in all sports. You want to talk your shit? Let's go. Let's throw it down. We'll get 5 minutes after the fact. But I'm tired of you running your damn mouth. Let's go get it. So that's just me, loving a good old-fashioned tussle every now and then. But be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.